A very good evening, students. In this maths class, we are going to continue with our chapter number 4, inverse trigonometric functions. And for the past 3 classes, we are discussing about this topic, inverse trigonometric functions. First of all, we have completed about, or we learnt about the inverse function called sine inverse x, that is inverse of sine function. And we learnt about its domain and its range. And also we did problems on sine inverse function. Then we moved on to what is called as cos inverse function, that is inverse cosine function, or otherwise can be called as cos inverse x. There also we discussed about its domain and its range with the help of that, and we solved few problems. Then we moved on to the third inverse trigonometric function called tan inverse x, otherwise called as inverse tangent function. And now we are in that inverse tangent function, in which we have seen that the domain and range we have seen. The domain is minus infinity to plus infinity, and its range is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So we are doing problems based on inverse tangent function. Already we did few problems. Now we will continue with the next problem. Problem number 22. Find the value of tan of cos inverse 1 by 2 minus sin inverse of minus 1 by 2. We need to find the value for this function. So what we have to do, first I have written tan of, the question is written here, and tan cos inverse 1 by 2. If you see in the rough column, I will be writing here the values. Cos 60 degree, answer is 1 by 2, right? We know this. Cos 60 degree, answer is 1 by 2. Therefore, cos inverse 1 by 2 is 60 degree. We can write like this. 60 degree is equal to, when cos goes to other side, it becomes cos inverse of 1 by 2. So what we are doing, cos inverse of 1 by 2, we are putting 60 degree. 60 degree is written as pi by 3. And this minus sign is written. And sine inverse of minus 1 by 2 is present. In this case, first we will discuss about this value, that is sine 30 degree. The answer is 1 by 2, right? Sine 30 degree means 1 by 2. So I can say 30 degree is equal to sine inverse of 1 by 2. Sine inverse of 1 by 2. So if you see, 30 degree is equal to sine inverse of 1 by 2. Now see, this sine inverse of minus 1 by 2 is present, but I am just forgetting about this minus sign. I am just seeing what is sine inverse 1 by 2. Sine inverse 1 by 2 is 30 degree. 30 degree can be written as pi by 6, right? Pi by 6 means 30 degree. So I am writing pi by 6. For this minus, you can just put minus here. For sine inverse function alone, if there is minus sign, forget about the minus sign. See the value for this. Write that value with that minus sign. That is enough. Are you able to understand what I am telling? 1 by 2. Sine inverse 1 by 2, answer is pi by 6. Since minus is present here, you also add minus sign with the angle. Now if you combine this, becomes plus. So pi by 3 is 60 degree. Pi by 6 means 30 degree. 60 plus 30 is 90 degree. 60 plus 30, 90 degree. And we know very well tan 90 is infinity. So the answer, find the value of this, and the answer is infinity. Problem number 23. Find the value of sine of tan inverse 1 by 2 minus cos inverse 4 by 5. So if it is given like this, that is in the outside the bracket we are having sine function, but inside the bracket we are having two inverse functions. One is cos inverse, another one is tan inverse. In this case, how we have to do is, we should try and convert tan inverse in terms of sine inverse and the cos inverse in terms of sine inverse. Just listen what I am telling. If a problem is like this, that is sine of tan inverse 1 by 2 minus cos inverse 4 by 5, which I don't know the value. If you compare the previous sum, cos inverse 1 by 2, we can find an angle. Similarly, sine inverse 1 by 2, we have an angle. But here it is tan inverse 1 by 2, which we don't know exactly what is the value because we doesn't have 1 by 2 in the table format. Similarly, in cos table also we don't have 4 by 5. Yes or no? In tan table we don't have the value 1 by 2. In cos table we don't have the value 4 by 5. So if it is given like this, then we will follow this method. But here that is not the case. We are having the value for cos inverse 1 by 2. We are having the value for sine inverse minus 1 by 2. So we are easily applying it. But in this problem, we don't have a specific value for 1 by 2 in tan table. And we don't have a value for 4 by 5 in cos table. We didn't learn that. So we will follow a new method. Just listen this method very carefully. These kind of problems are important sums. So first I will be taking this tan inverse 1 by 2. Right? Tan inverse 1 by 2. And that term, first term is taken as alpha. So alpha is equal to tan inverse 1 by 2. What is my aim? My aim is to convert this in terms of sine inverse. My aim is to convert this also in terms of sine inverse. So by keeping that in mind, first I am taking this and giving a name for it. Alpha is equal to tan inverse 1 by 2. Just tan inverse is brought to this side, becomes tan. Tan inverse comes to left hand side, it becomes tan alpha equal to 1 by 2. And we know that 1 plus tan square alpha. So this is the result that we know. We know that 1 plus tan square alpha is secant square. This is the trigonometric result that we know. In this result, I am going to use this value. Which value? Tan alpha is equal to 1 by 2. So what is tan square alpha? Tan alpha 1 by 2. So I am writing 1 plus secant tan square alpha. Answer is just square this. 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. So in place of tan square alpha, using this, we are writing 1 by 4 equal to secant square alpha. I think you will understand this. First term, we are giving a name and simplifying using the trigonometric identity and substituting this value here. We are getting this. What is 1 plus 1 by 4? 5 by 4. 4 plus 1, 5 by 4, right? Again, I will be telling what is our aim. Our aim is to convert this in terms of sine inverse, this in terms of sine inverse. First, we are taking this. Now, I am going to write in the next line 5 by 4 equal to secant square alpha. So, listen here. Secant square alpha equal to 5 by 4. Square comes to this side, becomes square root. If you square root means root 5. If you take square root for 4, answer is 2, right? So I have got secant alpha is equal to root 5 by 2. From this, I am going to find out cos alpha. I know very well cos alpha is nothing but 1 by secant alpha, right or not? Because cos and secant are reciprocal. So secant alpha value, if we know, we can say cos alpha is reciprocal of this. So 2 by root 5. Once again, I am going to write trigonometric formula. We know that sin alpha can be written as tan alpha into cos alpha. How means? What is tan? Sin by cos. Again, I will be using the rough column. Tan alpha means sin alpha by cos alpha into cos alpha. So tan alpha is written like this. Cos alpha will get cancelled. Sin alpha you will be getting. So sin alpha can be written as tan alpha into cos alpha. And already we know tan alpha value, which is 1 by 2. Now we know cos alpha value 2 by root 5. 2 cancels. So 1 by root 5 is the answer for sin alpha. Could you able to understand? First, we found out secant alpha. From that cos alpha value we got. Sin alpha is written as tan into cos. Tan alpha value before we know. So that we are substituting here. Cos alpha value here we are having. So finally we get sin alpha is equal to 1 by root 5. So alpha is equal to sin goes to this side, becomes sin inverse 1 by root 5. In the beginning, if you see, I'll show it. Now in the beginning we started like this. Alpha is equal to tan inverse 1 by 2. What is alpha? Tan inverse 1 by 2. And what is alpha here? Sin inverse 1 by root 5. Already we are having the result. Alpha is equal to tan inverse 1 by 2. This is how we started the problem. Now we got alpha is equal to sin inverse root 5. So I can write in place of this alpha, I am going to substitute this. So in place of this alpha, I am writing tan inverse 1 by 2 equal to sin inverse 1 by root 5. So I said this is my aim. I am going to convert tan inverse in terms of sin inverse. So I did that. So I am going to take the second term now. What is second term? Given in the question, cos inverse 4 by 5. This is the second term given in the question. So that I am taking it as beta. So second term is named as beta. Cos inverse comes to this side. Cos beta equal to 4 by 5. This is the trigonometric formula. So we know that 1 minus cos square beta is equal to sin square beta. This is the formula in trigonometry. 1 minus cos square beta equal to sin square beta. Cos beta we know 4 by 5. So 1 minus cos square beta means squaring this, will be getting 16 by 25 equal to sin square beta. Again simplifying this, 25 minus 16, 9 by 25 equal to sin square beta. Square goes to this side, square root 9 is 3, root 25 is 5, right? So sin beta answer we got as 3 by 5. So beta is equal to sin inverse of 3 by 5. But actually what is beta? Cos inverse 4 by 5. So in place of this beta, I am going to substitute this value. Cos inverse 4 by 5 equal to sin inverse 3 by 5. So first time I wanted to convert tan inverse in terms of sin inverse. I did it here. But next time to convert cos inverse in terms of sin inverse, so I did in this step. Now cos inverse 4 by 5 is equal to sin inverse 3 by 5. Now tan inverse and cos inverse both are converted in terms of sin inverse. So now I am going to write the question. This is the question, right? Sin of tan inverse 1 by 2 minus cos inverse 4 by 5. This is the actual question. Now we have converted this in terms of sin inverse. We have converted this in terms of sin inverse. So I am going to substitute here. Sin inverse 1 by root 5 in this place. Sin inverse 3 by 5 in this place. So in this question, sin of tan inverse is written as sin inverse. Cos inverse is also converted to sin inverse. So we have converted everything in sin inverse. Now this is the important formula that we should know. You should memorize this first. So we know that I have written, but you have to memorize this. Sin inverse x minus sin inverse y, and the formula is sin inverse of bracket. Sin inverse of means bracket. X into root of 1 minus y square minus y into root of 1 minus x square. Could you able to understand what is this? This is the formula for sin inverse x minus sin inverse y. Now see, sin inverse x minus sin inverse y. What is x? 1 by root 5. What is y? 3 by 5. So using this formula, again I repeat the formula, sin inverse x minus sin inverse y can be written as sin inverse of x into root of 1 minus y square minus y into root of 1 minus x square. If it is x here, this is y square. If it is y, x square. So I am writing this now. Sin of, now sin inverse x minus sin inverse y. How I am going to write? Sin inverse of, this bracket is written like this. X, what is x? 1 by root 5 root of 1 minus y square. 1 minus, this is y, so squaring this, 9 by 25 will come, minus sin y into, what is y? 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 into root of 1 minus x square. What is x? 1 by root 5. If you square, 1 by 5. That is what is. So in this formula we are substituting for this. Now 1 by root 5, cross multiplying, 25 into 1, 25 minus 9, 16 by 25. minus 3 by 5. Similarly, cross multiplying 5 minus 1, 4 by 5. Sine inverse of, now if you take square root, what will happen? Root 16 becomes 4, root 25 becomes 5. So this is 4, this is 5. So 4 by 5 root 5. This is 4, right? 4. This is 5. So 5 into root 5 minus, this is 2 because root 4 is 2. 2 into 3, 6. Try to understand. Root 4, 2. 2 into 3, 6. By 5. This cannot be taken outside the root. So 5 root 5. 5 root 5. Since the LCM is denominator is same, I can directly subtract 4 minus 6 minus 2 by 5 root 5. Right? Now sine and sine inverse gets cancelled. Minus 2 by 5 root 5 is the answer. Or even you can do like this, that is minus 2 by 5 root 5. You can multiply and divide by root 5. So root 5 into root 5 is what? 5. 5 5s are 25. Minus 2 root 5 by 25. Either you can stop. Since the denominator carries root, we are just multiplying and dividing by root 5 and getting this answer. Hope you will understand this sum. This is an important sum, write and practice. This is the basic formula that is required for doing this sum. So you should memorize this formula. We will go for the similar kind of problem, another problem. Question number 24. Find the value of cos of sine inverse 4 by 5 minus tan inverse 3 by 4. Once again, I will be telling that we don't have a number like this in sine table, right? We don't have 4 by 5 in sine table, so we don't know what is the exact value for this. Similarly, tan inverse, in tan table we don't have a value called 3 by 4. So again, this is not present in the tan table. So again, the method what we are going to adopt is, in my mind, first I'll be thinking like this. Outside cos function is present. So my aim is to convert this in terms of cos inverse. Again, to convert this in terms of cos inverse. Hope you will understand. The same thing we did in the previous sum also. So we don't have the value, trigonometric value for this in trigonometric table. So we are adopting a different method. Since cos function is present outside, I'll be thinking that I want to convert this in terms of cos inverse. Also this in terms of cos inverse. For that, first I am taking the first term, and first term is named as alpha. Sine inverse is taken to other side, so sine alpha equal to 4 by 5. This is the trigonometric formula that we will write. We know that 1 minus sine square alpha is equal to cos square alpha. Sine alpha value is 4 by 5. So sine square alpha is, squaring this, we will be getting 1 minus sine square alpha means just square this. So 16 by 25, right? Squaring this, 16 by 25 equal to cos square alpha. Simplifying this, 25 minus 16, 9 by 25 equal to cos square alpha. Square comes to this side, square root. So 9 becomes 3, 25 becomes 5. So this is the value for cos alpha. What is alpha now? Cos is taken to other side, cos inverse 3 by 5. Now we have started the problem with alpha is equal to sine inverse 4 by 5. Now we got alpha is equal to cos inverse 3 by 5. In place of this alpha, I am going to substitute this sine inverse 4 by 5. So in place of this, I am putting this sine inverse 4 by 5 is equal to cos inverse 3 by 5. So first what I thought, I wanted to convert this in terms of cos inverse. Now I did that. Sine inverse 4 by 5 is converted in terms of cos inverse. What is our next aim? To convert this as cos inverse function. So tan inverse 3 by 4, we are giving a name for this. The name is beta. As usual, tan inverse taken to other side, tan beta equal to 3 by 4. Again, this is the trigonometric formula that we will use. 1 plus tan square beta equal to secant square beta. This we know. 1 plus tan square beta equal to secant square beta. 1 plus tan beta is 3 by 4. So tan square means squaring this, 9 by 16 equal to secant square beta. Again LCM, 16 plus 9, 25 by 16 equal to secant square beta. Square goes to that side, becomes square root. So 5 by 4 is the value for secant beta. Once I know secant beta, I can write cos beta, because in the previous sum also I told secant is a reciprocal of cos. Secant theta is equal to 1 by cos theta. So secant beta 5 by 4 means, what is cos beta? Just reciprocal, 4 by 5. So just beta equal to cos is going to other side, beta equal to cos inverse of 4 by 5. But what is actually this beta? We have started beta is equal to tan inverse 3 by 4. So take this beta out and put this tan inverse 3 by 4 equal to cos inverse 4 by 5. So my aim is now fulfilled, because I have converted sine inverse to cos inverse. Now I have converted tan inverse to cos inverse. Now everything is converted to cos inverse. So substituting these two values in this question, what will happen? Cos of, in place of writing this, I am going to write cos inverse 3 by 5. And in place of writing this, I am going to write cos inverse 4 by 5. So that is what is done here. Cos of everything, this is the question actually. Now cos of sine inverse we have converted to cos inverse, tan inverse also converted to cos inverse. And as we studied a formula in the previous sum, in this sum also we are going to study a formula. You should first memorize this: cos inverse x minus cos inverse y. In the previous sum we studied the formula sin inverse x minus sin inverse y. Here it is cos inverse x minus cos inverse y, and the formula is cos inverse of xy. Again I repeat, cos inverse of xy plus root of 1 minus x square into root of 1 minus y square. That is a huge difference between sin inverse x minus sin inverse y formula and cos inverse x minus cos inverse y formula. I'll repeat once again: cos inverse of xy plus root 1 minus x square into root 1 minus y square. So substituting now, cos, this is x, right? So we are going to consider this as x and this as y. So see, cos inverse, this formula, cos inverse of xy. So 3 by 5 into 4 by 3 by 5 into 4 by 5 xy plus root of 1 minus x square. X is 3 by 5, squaring 9 by 25. Again root of 1 minus y square, 16 by 25. This is 12 by 25 plus cross multiplying 16 by 25 cross multiplying 9 by 25. So cos inverse of 12 by 25 plus, actually the first bracket, this is what, 4 by 5. This is what, 3 by 5. So 4 3s are 12 by 25, right? This is 4, this is 3, so 12. This is 5, this is also 5, 25. And same denominator, so we can add directly 24 by 25. Cos inverse gets cancelled. So 24 by 25 is the final answer. Hope you will understand the sum. Write and practice these two problems. Now we will go for the next inverse function. And the last and the final inverse function that we are going to see is inverse cotangent function. Cotangent in the sense cot inverse x. This is called inverse cotangent function. Cot inverse x. And the domain minus infinity to plus infinity, which is same as tan inverse x. If you see tan inverse x domain, it is also minus infinity to plus infinity. But the range of cot inverse x, the range of cot inverse x, the range of cot inverse x is open interval 0, pi. So this is different from tan. There it is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Here it is 0 to pi. So now with this we will see few problems. Problem number 25. Find the principal value of cot inverse root 3. So cot inverse root 3. Principal value is nothing but the value which lies within the range. Principal value is nothing but the value which lies within this range. That is called principal value. Now, so for finding that, first we are taking this term as alpha. We are taking this as alpha. So cot inverse comes to this side, becomes cot alpha. Cot alpha equal to root 3. So we just remember the table. What is root 3? If you see tan 60 is root 3, right? Also tan 30, if you see the value is 1 by root 3. Therefore cot 30 is equal to root 3 because tan and cot are reciprocal. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Cot 30 is reciprocal root 3. So now root 3 is written as cot 30. So I am writing cot pi by 6. Pi by 6 means 30 degree. Therefore by comparing these two we can say alpha is equal to pi by 6, right? Because cot, so alpha is equal to pi by 6. This pi by 6 30 degree definitely lies within this range. So this is called principal value. Hope you would have understood this. We will see the next sum. Problem number 26. Find the principal value of cosecant inverse minus root 2. As usual, first we will take this question as alpha. Cosecant inverse is taken to other side. Cosecant alpha equal to minus root 2. Cosecant alpha is equal to minus of. Again for this, we know sine 45 degree equal to 1 by root 2. Therefore, cosecant 45 degree equal to root 2, right? Sine 45, sine and cosecant are reciprocal. So sine 45 is 1 by root 2 means cosecant 45 is root 2. So what I am writing is cosecant alpha is equal to minus, in place of writing root 2, I am writing cosecant 45. 45 is written as pi by 4. Now since sine and cosecant, this property holds, this minus sign can be taken to the angle. For what? Sine and cosecant. So minus sign is taken to the angle. Now comparing these two, alpha is equal to minus pi by 4. So this is the principal value again. Minus pi by 4 is the principal value because it lies within the range of cosecant inverse function. So this is called principal value for this function. Problem number 27. Find the value of sine inverse of minus 1 plus cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus cot inverse of 2, for which cot inverse 2 cannot be found out. So we are going to try and find out this. The question is written once again. What is sine inverse 1? When 1 will come in sine table? 90 degree. So write that 90 degree and just put this minus sign, minus pi by 2, plus we know very well in cos table 1 by 2 will come at 30 degree. So cos inverse 1 by 2 is 30 degree. You just write this as it is. Taking LCM for these two, answer is minus pi by 6. How to take LCM? LCM is 6. So 3 will come minus 3 pi plus here 2 will come 2 pi. Combining these two, minus pi by 6 plus cot inverse 2. Problem number 28. Find the value of similar kind of problem. Cot inverse 1, sine inverse minus root 3 by 2, secant inverse minus root 2. So the question is written, cot inverse 1. In cot table, when 1 will come means at 45 degree. So pi by 4. For sine inverse, when root 3 by 2 will come, 60 degree, pi by 3. Since minus sign is present here, put that minus symbol. Minus pi by 3. Minus of secant inverse root 2. For this, we know that secant 45 degree equal to root 2. So since root 2 is present, if there is no minus sign, I should write 45 degree. If minus sign is present, I should write pi minus 45 degree. Keep this in your mind very carefully. For sine inverse, just we will see what is the answer for root 3 by 2, 60 degree. Just add this minus symbol, that's all. But for secant inverse and cos inverse and all, if minus symbol is present, we cannot just add the minus symbol. What we have to do? Root 2. For what answer root 2 will come? 45 degree. So if minus symbol is present, we should write pi minus 45 degree. If there is no minus symbol, we will write only 45 degree, that's all. If there is minus symbol, we should write pi minus 45 degree. So this minus sign is written. Secant inverse root 2 answer is pi by 4. Since minus sign is present, pi minus pi by 4. So for this, the answer is pi minus pi by 4 because of this minus sign. Now simplifying this, pi by 4 minus pi by 3. This is 4 pi minus pi, 3 pi by 4 with this minus symbol. LCM for all the three numbers is 12. So this is 3, so 3 pi. It should be multiplied with 4, so 4 pi. This with 3, so 3 means 3 into 3, 9 pi. Simplifying this, 3 minus 4 minus 1, minus 1 minus 9, minus 10 pi by 12. Cancelling in two table, answer is minus 5 pi by 6. So this is minus 5 pi by 6 is the value for this expression. Hope you will understand all these problems. So write and practice. With this, we are completing our fourth chapter called inverse trigonometric functions. So very simple chapter, only few problems are available in this chapter. So you can easily write and practice all the problems even. So with this, we are completing our 12th standard portions. So hereafter, it is in your hand that how far you are scheduling your revision, and whatever being is said to you in the class, that is what is the exercise to be learned for the next day. When I said some exercise, you should not take it lightly. You should go to home, keep my words in your mind, accordingly sit and take that exercise and revise and come prepared that particular exercise the next day. If you do this continuously, I am sure we are going to get a very good result and many more centums in mathematics. Thank you, children.